You are welcome to Vedic TV, where you get information based on fact.
Good day, my Nigerian people. Good day to everyone out there listening to me. I hope everyone is staying strong and staying jiggy. Today's matter arises says, Shocker. Nnamdi Kanu gives fresh condition to appear in court. See what he announced that surprised everyone. This whole frustration, Nnamdi Kanu's frustration about this matter is not a surprise because even if now you no go tire, let me say I go tire. We that even watching the whole issues we dey tired. Now imagine the person that is deeply involved in it. So it's understandable for him to be like, oh, if you don't actually fulfill these conditions, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not coming anywhere again. People should carry your whole trial and go. He's vexed, he's frustrated, he's annoyed because this whole case is not going forward like it should. It's not going forward. It's just stagnant. It's never going backward. It's not going forward. It's just there. It's just stagnant. And it's really, really annoying. But let's get into the contents of the day to know what exactly his conditions are. The detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has publicly accused both the executive and judicial arms of the Nigerian government of systematically orchestrating fraud against him since his extraordinary redemption from Kenya in 2021. In a strongly worded open letter, personally signed by him, Kanu expressed his dissatisfaction with the way his legal proceedings have been handled. He categorically stated that he would no longer subject himself to any court or judge lacking the proper jurisdiction to try his case. But let me say this for the world to know. I will not succumb to any trial conducted by any judge or court whose jurisdiction does not pass constitutional muster. Not now, not ever, Kanu declared. He further stated that if securing a fair trial required him to remain in detention indefinitely, he was willing to endure it. Allegations of executive and judicial misconduct. Kanu detailed a series of alleged injustice that he has faced, beginning with a ruling by the Federal High Court in Abuja on March 1st, 2017, which affirmed that IPOB was not an unlawful organization. According to him, this verdict was reached after due legal process, where both the federal government and IPOB presented their respective arguments. However, instead of appealing the ruling as legally required, the government took an alternative route. Khan revealed that the then Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, in conjunction with the late Abakari, secured an ex parte rule that led to IPOB's proscription and designation as a terrorist organization. This ruling, he alleged, was obtained in secrecy without notifying either him or IPOB, violating basic principles of fair hearing and justice. This abominable incident was the earliest sign yet that the government and the judiciary have struck an unholy and fraudulent alliance to deny me my rights and thereby imperil the life and liberty of millions who identify with IPOB, Kano stated. Legal victories ignored by the government. Further highlighting his legal battles, Kanu pointed to a significant ruling by a federal high court on October 26, 2022. The court found that his extraordinary redemption and continued detention were unconstitutional, citing gross violation of his fundamental rights. The judgments explicitly stated that his abduction from Kenya and subsequent treatment by the authorities amounted to inhuman and degrading treatment and a brazen violation of his rights under Section 34 1A of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria. The court consequently ordered the federal government to issue an official apology and compensate him for the violation. However, Kanu lamented that despite this clear directive, the government refused to release him or engage in meaningful discussions regarding the IPOB led self determination movement. He also referenced the ruling by the Court of Appeal on October 13, 2022, which criticized the executive branch for its disregard for the rule of law. The court declared that any judicial body in Nigeria lacked the jurisdiction to entertain charges against Kanu due to the unlawful nature of his abduction and retention. Nevertheless, the federal government not only ignored this judgment, but also secured a stay of execution from a panel of three appellate judges, effectively nullifying the ruling. One may then ask, is it not abominable for a court to stay a judgment that the government has already refused to obey? In numerous cases, the Supreme Court has ruled that a party who disobeys a court order cannot seek judicial relief until that order is complied with. This sound legal principle applies to everyone, but in my case, it is fraudulently overlooked, Kano asserted. Calls for judicial integrity. Kano further alleged that the court presiding over his case was biased, prompting him to request a recusal on September 24, 2023. However, instead of allowing due legal process to take its course, the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court intervened and directed the same judge to continue hearing the case, even though, according to Kanu, she no longer had the jurisdiction to do so. Reiterating his stance, Kanu maintained that he would rather remain in detention for the rest of his life than submit to what he termed an unjust trial. He expressed his willingness to endure further prosecution if it meant ensuring that his case was heard by a fair and impartial judge. His open letter serves as both a personal testimony of his ordeal and a call for the Nigerian judiciary to uphold the principles of justice, fairness, and adherence to the rule of law. When they were talking about this whole Kanu's case, how he ran away and the rest of it, look at that story, you realize that those people that they went to, the place they went to get Nnamdi Kanu, the people that went there actually killed people. They would have killed Nnamdi Kanu. Are they expecting him to stand there and wait for him to be dead? I be for them to come and kill him before what exactly will happen? This whole case is very obvious that there's a lot of fish going on here, a lot of fishy things that's going on here. And it's not nice. With this whole country system, it is not looking good for them at all. So please, they should just release Nnamdi Kanu and let this man go. But for now, we've come to the end of today's content. Do not forget to subscribe and stay tuned to our channel. Thank you.